Look how pretty it all is. So now what? Okay.
What the bloody?
Oh, he's getting a vision.
With the fading of the light.
All you must do is ask.
The asking is yours.
You know what it is that I ask.
If you would have your wish,
Then give me mine.
So he's in the same position as her father now. This is exactly what he did.
So she died to renew the seal. He asked for her life back. The seal broke. Now he's got to make the choice.
So technically the game is over. They even did the credits and everything. So you could technically quit now and you be done. But they have this final last thing you could potentially do. All these trees that just grew. One for each area. I told you, you were asking about what these things were about, right? Well, this is what they're about. The end game stuff. You could almost call this the post-game content. So you want to do it?
Okay. Yes, let's do it. Let's do the Marvel content.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to do it in the order where we originally first started, which is we're going to start with the hunter and work our way all the way to the warrior, just like we did at the beginning of the game. This looks way different now with color.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Better
goodness.
Better than the grayscale.
Oh yeah. That we've been grown accustomed to. Already on whispering. Okay, we don't have Illica, so we can't make these big jumps. So we gotta work without her. Okay, I think... Here we go. So we gotta recall that we do not have Illica jumps.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. This is smart.
Yeah, this is totally smart. We should continue doing this. Look at that.
I mean, isn't this how it happened last time?
I guess. But this is the post-game content. This got a lot of people... I guess this had a lot of controversy. Oh gosh, what are we doing?
A lot of triggered people.
Yeah, they didn't quite like the fact that this was the way you needed to end the game, but it was just like, well, technically the game's already over.
This is... You have the ending, and then you have the true ending.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be a sequel, or they were supposed to be actually some DLC that was supposed to follow this, but for whatever reason, it never got made or got canceled, and so or actually, I think it did get made, but it was only for like the PS3 version, and that's it. Like the PC users like me, we're denied the final story, which is crappy. Because I'd like to know what happens next, and how do we get up here? Okay, do I have to jump? Yeah, we do. Okay. Whew. Okay, that was a good little puzzle there.
Yep.
I was like, how do I do?
Puzzle.
Yeah, I was like, how do I do that without Illica?
Imagine what she's gonna say.
She's not gonna be happy.
Oh no.
But yeah, that DLC was to get some final resolution to the whole issue here, but since we don't have it, we'll never know the full story. So the DLC was supposed to continue it. Okay, that was not nearly as hard as the previous one.
No, not at all.
Of course, it's the concubine one. The concubine one is the hardest. Gosh darn it.
Right?
Because of course it would be. Oh, my knees. I can feel that.
No, no kidding. Like, I cringed.
So, I mean, technically we could leave now, you know. Yeah, we destroyed the forged ceiling trees, but everything else is nice. We could just totally walk away and leave. But the power of the game compels us. We must do this last thing. Ah, the doors that were sealed are now opening again. It's almost like they're expecting us to do something stupid and terrible.
Right? Oh wow, it's closing right behind you.
Oh yeah. It's almost like Ariman has sort of like an invisible hand trying guiding us.
Power of this place wanes.
And when I am free, she will
Oh yeah, not creepy at all.
can be your beginning.
Not at all. What, you gotta go cut the tree down.
The light burns.
The darkness.
Whew, I did a little skip hop over the corner gap there. Okay, here we go. Sorry, Elika. We'll have to figure out another way to get rid of Ariman. Even though I spent the last God knows how many hours trying to seal him away. Well, he didn't sprout forth immediately. But we're going to take this light. So that's weird. I don't know how this magic works. Because Elika already had the light. She was alive. When her father struck down the tree, Ariman was released. We struck down the tree. We're getting the life and we're giving it back to her. So shouldn't he already be free? I don't know how this works.
I mean, we did just get done doing a beat down on him.
It's very unexplained. Very unclear.
That's her soul.
Yep, put it in her.
That's what they said.
Oh, this is going to be lovely. What's she going to say? Just why? Oh, I guess this is not her kingdom anymore. Oh, dang.
What is one grain of sand?
Oh, snap. And that was it, I guess.
What?
This, as I said, this caused a lot of controversy from the fans of the Prince of Persia series. Like, why do you just end on that? What is the story? And only like one set of console users got the DLC to actually continue the rest of the story, and I'm just like, that's kind of.
How did that end?
It just ended.
I know. I'm talking about how did the DLC end?
I don't know. Let's look it up. DLC Prince of Persia 2008. Epilogue DLC. That's what it's called. Okay. Give me a second. Prince of Persia Epilogue.
I have my cat climbing all over me like I'm a jungle gym right now.
Okay, the prince takes Elika to an underground palace to escape Ahriman. Elika expresses her disdain for the princess's decision to free Ahriman and walks away from the prince. But the prince insists that her plan was flawed and that the imprisonment was only delaying the inevitable, and the two should look for a more permanent solution. The prince follows her and finds her confronting a more powerful Morning King. So he's not dead. Her father's not dead. They reunite and drive the king away temporarily. And as they try to escape the palace, they confront the Morning King and many of Ahriman's followers. In a final confrontation with the Morning King, the prince pushes him into some spikes, impaling him. Good lord. The prince and Elika then flee as Ahriman then tries to kill them. They get away, but Elika, angry at the prince for freeing Ahriman, leaves the prince in search for other Uhura to defeat Ahriman. Okay, so it didn't really resolve the issue. It just kind of put her on a path to find other Uhura like her to join together to seal him away. So it features only one new area, the underground palace, a new power, Energize, reconstruct destroyed areas of the environment to create a path and rush through it before it vanishes. A new attack, Sprinting Clash, a dual move that lets you or the enemy trigger a sprint attack, charging towards each other, clashing your weapons fiercely. And then some new skins, of course. Of course, the DLC was received with mixed reviews. They praised the level design and gameplay, of course, because it was being more difficult than the original. At the same time, they were disappointed by the length and the lack of story progression. They made a controversial decision to not release the epilogue for PC. It was not released due to, quotes, business reasons.
They just didn't have the funding for it.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, very unsatisfying. And they didn't make a sequel. They reboot. This was supposed to be a reboot. And then, like, a couple years later, they did another reboot, and then they continued with that reboot.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the rest of this time as the credits roll a second time and go through my challenge analysis. And, yeah, that'll be that. And I'll end the challenge with my rating scale, and I think you all know what it's going to be. I failed miserably, so I'll just put it out there. It's going to be a 10 out of 10, but I'll explain why and some things I could have done better on the next time. So before we get to that, my future self, any last thoughts, Jesse?
I absolutely love this. I am solely dissatisfied with the ending and the epilogue, based off on what I've heard.
It was so amazing up to that point.
Yep. But all in all, I like the graphics. The parkour. I can't remember if Mirror Edge came out first or if this one came out first.
This came out first.
Yeah, so Mirror Edge, I can see where they get it from then. The seed hunt was a time waster, but we needed something to make the player enjoy, or quote unquote enjoy, the graphics and scenery. I love the interaction between Elika and the prince. I kind of wish that they added some of his Sands of Time motif into it, instead of just sand everywhere. The whole never dying shtick, it was nice, but it was also a double-edged sword at the same time.
Yeah. Being
that the player wasn't really forced to conserve his life.
Yep.
The player was, I'm just gonna get resurrected by Alec anyway, and I'm not losing any progress.
Yeah, it makes you play differently. You have a different mentality when going through the game.
Yep. When I saw the alchemist, I thought it was going to be a bit different. Like he was going to use potions, or he was going to use more of a ranged. But each character they added something slightly different, but it was pretty much the same thing, with the exception of the warrior.
Yes, that was definitely different.
Yeah.
Correction. Mirror's Edge came out the same year as this year, 2008. So they both came out at the same time.
Okay.
I did look that up while you were talking.
What I was getting at is this and Mirror Edge was very similar. A lot of parkour.
Yeah, so if you got it right down pat, you could just blaze right on through, and it looks flawless and amazing. Like beauty in action.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it to my future. Oh, go ahead.
Personally, if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'd probably rate it an 8. Mainly because of the monotony of the steed hunt and the ending.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, with that, I'm going to give it to my future self. I'll record later the rest of my analysis of the challenge. So, until then, see y'all later, and stay retro. Bye, everybody. So, what can I say about Prince of Persia 2008 reboot that hasn't already been covered by my previous analysis of the game? I guess I could talk about the specifics of the difficulty of this challenge. Obviously, let's get the rating out of the way first. The 50 death limit is easily a 10 out of 10 light seeds. Even if I wasn't rusty from over a decade being away from this game, there was plenty of stuff to kill me. From those black snot bubbles, tentacles, moth terrors, and just some surprise Elika jumps when you least expect them. There are plenty of ways for you to die. Even some of those light seeds which are placed in precarious locations which require you to either think outside of the box or on how to acquire them, or to explore or study your surroundings better to figure out how to access them. These tough to reach light seeds are terrors on a 50 death limit run, because failing at getting them spells another strike against your life tally, forcing you to dismiss collecting many because it might end up costing you a life. You truly do play the game differently when there is a life counter on the line, even if only imaginary. Without this limitation, you can take more risks and care less about dying, since it is basically impossible to in this game. So, this challenge added a whole new dynamic to the game that I greatly enjoyed, and I strongly encourage other players to try. Can you beat it with 50 deaths or less? It's quite the formidable challenge, and that I spectacularly failed at. I bet with practice, I could get close or perhaps beat it one day if I put in the effort, but it is definitely one of the harder challenges I've attempted in recent years. Now, scaling up to the 100 death limit, this is far more doable, and although I failed also in this endeavor, I still like to think I could have achieved this challenge goal if it were not for my 10 plus year rest on the game and relearning how to control the prince after so long. That could have shaved off at least 20 to 30 deaths easily and brought me under that death limit. Once I began to realize that I shouldn't be holding down the arrow buttons or the space button or the grab button or anything while the prince was moving in between button inputs, the easier the gameplay got. Once you press the grab button or the jump button or the Elika button or whatever, you need to stop key inputs until you reach your next objective or obstacle you must tackle, and then press the corresponding key to navigate through it. That's the trick, and the key to this parkour that can look and feel smooth as butter if you do it right. So the battles take some time getting used to, but once you understand the concept of how to counter and fight back against each major boss and adapt to each new attack they bring to the table with every subsequent battle against them, they aren't so bad. Again, more practice would do wonders here in bringing that death count lower, but all in all, despite failing and giving the 100 death limit a rating, of course, of 10 out of 10, if I truly attempted this again and got up until 100, I'd say this variant of the challenge could easily be around a 7 or an 8 out of 10 light seeds. So pretty high up there, and very difficult to complete. But with that, I'll give this video back to my past self, and we'll go over some extra content and skins. See y'all later. Wait, what? We could play as Jade? From Beyond Good and Evil? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, we gotta do this. Hold on. Pre-order code Prince of Persia 2008. We gotta see this, guys. Where is skins and alternate costumes? Please tell me they have pre-order codes here. Okay. Okay, enter pre-order code. So here we go. 525-85854. You have unlocked 2 new skins! Woo! Fair Soft. Who is... Oh, that's from the other Prince of Persia game. Okay. Now this one, the other one, it looks like Prototype Elika. I cannot do that one unless I collect all 1001 Light Seeds. Or complete the Epilogue DLC if I'm not on PC. So, Sands of Time just got unlocked. Here, look at that. We got that skin. So let's do another pre-order code here. 133772805. You've unlocked a new skin. Altair. Oh, from Assassin's Creed. Nice. We can play as him. And then there's the Prototype Prince, which again, 1001 Light Seeds or complete the Epilogue DLC. So we're gonna. I want to go select those. Okay. And then we have an art gallery here. What do you think of these skins, Jesse? Oh, there's the Alchemist.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Oh, wow.
That would have been cool to have in there.
Anyway, I'm not going to go through all the art gallery. Y'all can do it yourself if you play the game. But what I really want to know is I want to know what this looks like. These 2 new skins. So we're going to take a quick look.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go back to the last save we did 2.5 weeks ago. So this is before the concubine. This is before the concubine. Oh, snap!
Wow.
And she's wearing the same outfit Jade is in Beyond Good and Evil with... Oh, what is that called? The little PD something on her hip. Look at that! Look at that! Oh, that's great! I love it! And this is what you get, everybody. Pre-order bonuses and unlockable skins. The prototype stuff, the 4th and final skins, you have to collect. Since I can't do the Epilogue DLC, it's just not available for me, I would have to collect all 1001 seeds in the entire game to unlock those 2 skins. Well, we're not going to do that. We're done for tonight. We're done. The game's over. Game complete. Challenge complete. I hope you all enjoyed this play series, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.